welcome to Crazy Old Folks. But we are going to be doing a little bit of a series on something Ken and I are involved in, and many people are, and it's going to be all about community. And Ken, at first thought, community, people go, it's just our town, right?
I don't know. It depends on, who you are, where you are. I grew up kind of thinking of myself as a New Englander. And although I spent more time in Massachusetts, my identity is more in Maine. And, they had the Grange, and everybody pretty much in a town went to the same couple churches, shopped at the same store. And then they had community meetings, they had town meetings to make decisions. And community was something that you just lived.
Yes.
And if you think about human beings, I think, we are kind of primates, apes. We tend to want to be happy living in small tribes and groups. If you look at early Native Americans, many of them, although they did build big cities and things, many of them lived at least part of the year in small tribal groups. They'd live together like the Iroquois nation. They would live together in these long houses in the wintertime, but in the summer they would kind of go off to hunt or whatever in small groups. And there was always a sense of we know who we are.
Okay. Do you think communities are rather like little tribes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think there's that sense of, in fact, we even refer to it a lot of times, find your tribe. We tell kids when they hit high school, find your tribe.
Yeah, or something like that, yeah.
And
your tribe.
And I think that one of the really biggest problems in American life today, but not just American life, in the world, is the breaking down of that sense of tribe. And the good part of it is, that we're doing away with horrible things like segregation and ethnically based housing and that kind of crap part of it. But on the negative side is that we're losing that sense of connection. Do we know our neighbor? Do we talk to our neighbor? Do we identify our neighbor as being like us?
Yeah, but I mean, we always, when I was growing up, my goodness, neighbors came over all the time. You always, and you went and visited them. And nowadays, you're lucky if you meet one of your neighbors,
Actually, I have much more interaction now with my neighbors where I'm living now than I ever did when I was a kid, because my parents were, not tribal people at all. It was very problematic. I think that belonging to a community, knowing your parents' friends, knowing the extended family, feeling that connection is really a very important thing. And I think that part of, for example, why we're having so many more kids being homeschooled is also that. A lot of people feel community now in their church.
Yes. Yeah, that was a big part of communities where I was growing up and places I've been.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the religion, I mean, it was, that was foremost, but it was the getting together and doing things to help each other.
If you look at a good functioning church, in my view, maybe 2 hours a week it's used for worship. And the rest of the time, everything else is going on there. There are potlucks and this group meetings and book discussions.
Yes.
And faith, yes, religious discussion, but but it's interactive.
Yeah. Yeah. Many times they're all done with the, you know, background music and that type of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
And we're kind of reaching our little mark here, but listen, our next segment, let's talk about church and how it affects the community and get into some of the different things that they do. And
I think that's a great idea, but let's also use mosque, temple, not just church.
no, well, I should say religious, religion.
Let's use the word parish.
Parish. Sounds good. Now you should know that, being a pastoral psychologist. Okay, I'll see you in the next segment. Take care.
Bye-bye.